All right, guys, today we got a 2016 Nissan Sentra with a 1.8 liter in it. Client bought it about 2 months ago with the check engine light on. Previous owner said oxygen sensor. Let's get into it. Backstory on this one is, this is a client that's been coming to us for a very long time. Don, shout out to Don. And he bought this car. It's for his son. The previous owner said that it was an oxygen sensor that was the problem in the car. There's no drivability symptoms, drives fine, and we just got to get it figured out for him. Obviously, we want to get that light off, and we got the Mac man helping today. So, right, love it. All right, so we got a vehicle scan done. Go ahead and look. We got BCM codes, tire pressure, all 4 tire pressure sensors. It looks like, or at least something going on with them. It says low tire, but. All right, let's look in the engine control module. Okay, well, that's not an oxygen sensor code. That is a catalyst efficiency code. All right, well, tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and just look in here. Let's look at the freeze frame data real fast on here. Makes a lot of sense to tell somebody that it's an oxygen sensor and when you're selling a car, than telling them it's a catalytic converter. That's why you've got to bring vehicles in for pre-purchase inspections.
Which we don't know it's a converter.
We don't know it's a converter, but it is a converter code. I mean, we're going to test it out. It could be an oxygen sensor. I mean, it could be, an oxygen sensor is not reading properly. So let's read the fault code. Let's go into freeze frame. Just take a look real quick here. It's fully warmed up. Fuel trims look good. I mean, this is classic driving down the road. So here's what I'm looking at. 1,700 RPM, 46 miles an hour. Basically driving down the road, nice, easy, steady speed. That's when it's going to test the catalytic converter. I mean, that is absolutely textbook of when it's going to do that. All right. We're going to get out of this tool. We're going to get the E-scan in here, and we're going to go run our catalyst efficiency test on our E-scan. We're going to watch our oxygen sensors, and let's see what this converter's doing. And we're going to take a quick look under the hood too, and just see if we see anything obvious. Since he just bought it, we're going to always do a quick visual. New alternator. Pops right out at me. New battery. Let's check this post. Might be the first one I've checked in a while. Hey, they're tight. All right. I haven't started. It looks full. All right. See if anybody's tried to replace anything. Well, O2 sensor, upper O2 sensor, that's going to be an air-fuel ratio sensor, but it does not look new. So, I don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah. We're going to have to get it on a rack. Micah, you checking the oil again for me? All right. Okay. Well, I actually don't see a whole lot other than that alternator and the battery. I don't see any obvious hands been in here. Let's get the E-scan on this thing. Let's get some fuel trim data, and let's get some. Let's just run our series of tests that we're going to run to prove out whether or not it's a catalytic converter or whether it's possibly an O2 sensor that's maybe working slow or an exhaust gas leak. I mean, I haven't even started it. Let's see if it's an exhaust leak. I mean, it could very well be.
We're going to grab the E-scan.
Yeah, at some point we're going to grab the E-scan, but kind of all over the place right now. Nothing obvious, but we'll definitely do our normal inspection on that. E-scan's connected. I want to show you real quick the how you would go about determining, is this a converter or not. First thing you're going to do, if you hook this up first, obviously we've already had the top on in it, but if you hook this up first, go to your DTCs. We see we've got a PO 420, and then if we jump down and we see, again, look at what was happening. Well, it was at 1,712 RPM driving down the road, just like we saw the other freeze frame data. It's going to be the same freeze frame data. This one says kilometers an hour, 46. I don't remember if the other one said kilometers, but either way, nice steady speed driving down the road. And we look at our fuel trims. Our fuel trims are really, really, really good. So we don't have some kind of a, running problem or things, got a drivability issue, which they said it runs fine, which it could run fine with bad fuel trims, but in this case, not going to be anything to do with that. Then we're going to jump over here and go to sharpshooter at the top, and we're going to do, I want to go ahead and run through a couple of things. One is the fuel trim chart. I just like to get that just to be 100% sure that everything's good all the way up through the entire range. And then we're going to go over to catalyst efficiency and we're going to run that test. So let's go down the road. Let's run this fuel trim test first. We'll get that data, and then we'll run the catalyst efficiency test. We'll get that data, and then depending on what we see there is going to determine our next step. Getting this thing just pulling off, and I will tell you, it's got 185,390 miles on it. It says tire pressure low on there. We've got some issues going on with the tire pressure sensors on it. It needs, right off the bat, I can tell you without question, it needs some struts on this thing. They are clunking around really bad. And the steering wheel's off center. So, I mean, it's going to need some work on it. And again, I hate to just keep harping on the same thing, but kind of want to know this stuff before you buy it. Yeah, you're buying a 185,000 mile vehicle, right? You're buying something that's going to need some work on it. But you kind of want to know what the level of work you're going to need is before you go writing a check for the thing. If you buy a thing for, $500, okay. But I mean, the transmission's shifting bad. Yeah. I mean, this thing just flared up and transmission shifted bad. That's the first time we've even felt, we're just pulling out of the shop. So I have no idea how much Don paid for this. We're probably going to have a conversation. And the brakes feel weird too. Brakes are doing something. They're kind of low. I just felt it when I hit the brake, kind of grabby, making a bunch of noise in the back. The brakes were when we were just sitting there, and I just put my foot on the brake. You could hear the rear calipers just going, this transmission is not doing good at all. This transmission is worrisome. Whew. Okay, I will tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to do a volumetric efficiency test. Because I don't know that the transmission would make it. Whew. All right, let's go ahead and just take it up through the, I do not want to accelerate on this thing even remotely hard at all. What do we got on the fuel trims?
They all look pretty good.
Yeah?
They're all in the green. From what we filled in. They ain't gonna get much more filled in without possibly
ripping out a transmission?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pull over up here.
You want me to go to cat efficiency?
I want to just take a quick glance over at those. Okay, I just want to see how far I filled it in. All right, yeah, go ahead and hit the test running, take off of that. Go to cat efficiency, and then calculate, prepare for the test. And this is because what that's telling you is this is using an airflow ratio sensor in the front, but we can still use that on this. We'll still calculate it. There's a DTC in there, so we can't do that. Go ahead and hit start. It's fine. We're going to get it going down the road. This transmission is not long for this world. I can tell you that. So we've got to factor that in when we give them the pricing on whatever it's going to take to fix this check engine light. Well, we know we've got some kind of brake issue. We've definitely got a transmission issue. Got shocks and struts. If it's got shocks on the back, struts all the way around, whatever it might be, they're going to need to be done. All right, we're up to speed now. We're going about a little over 55 miles an hour. Nice and steady. I'm not giving it any gas. What's that rear O2 sensor? What's the front O2 sensor doing, Short? Is it sitting there doing anything on this?
Front O2 sensor is steady,
okay.
And the rear O2 sensor is switching.
It's switching, doing this? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the front O2 sensor on a air fuel ratio sensor is not going to do a whole lot. It's not going to sit there and fluctuate. The way it looks at it is differently. It's different. But if that rear one is sitting there switching, that's a problem. If the rear one was not switching very much, if it was doing normal, like making its normal, slow, like maybe when I give it a little gas or let off the gas, you know, changing, and then we were still setting this code, then we might have a front one that's lazy, that's not moving right. But if the rear one is sitting there switching up and down, almost looks like a front O2 sensor on an old style O2 sensor, Sherwood,
Yeah.
like just sitting there switching. Yeah. All right. So that means the the catalytic converter substrate is not functioning properly. So we're going to turn around, and actually when I make
Which
this
would
turn,
be the front catalytic converter.
yeah, because the rear one is probably not monitored.
I don't think it is.
We're going to need to look up under there just to be sure, but yeah. So let me take a look at it real quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's up. Yeah. Okay. So 100% we know that the catalyst is not working. We know it's not a front O2 sensor that's lazy. We know the rear O2 sensor is switching. So it's not a rear O2 sensor problem. That'd be a waste of money to throw an O2 sensor in this car. Now only thing we have left to rule out at this point is, and we've already ruled out fuel trims. Fuel trims are good. So the only thing we have left to rule out now is exhaust leaks. So let's get it back to the shop. Let's get it up on a rack, and let's be sure we don't have any exhaust leaks, because if we're getting, you know, oxygen from the outside into that cat, it's going to cause it to have issues like this. So let's get back to the shop, get it on the rack, and take a look at what we got on the exhaust. Got it in the air. Let me show you guys. So this is the rear cat, all right, the secondary cat. Our primary is up here. It's part of the manifold. You see we got some rust on there, but part of the manifold, that's all going to be one piece. It comes all the way down to right here. Right, so our oxygen sensor, our rear oxygen sensor is here. So it's before the second cat. So we're only monitoring this front cat. So that's the one that's going to be bad if we pass this test. We got Eric back here. He is going to block the exhaust. Go ahead and show him what you're going to do there. Go ahead, block it. Yeah, yeah. Hit it kind of hard. All right. And then I'm going to, he's putting a lot of back pressure in there, and I'm just listening for any leaks. And there is nothing. And we're only worried about up here. Anything that would get us, we're good. And he was holding that pretty good. Anything that would get air anywhere around that O2 sensor, so even something that was leaking back here could be an issue, or anything obviously that would get air, like this joint here would be a prime candidate. This joint right here, right? It wasn't leaking though, it was nice and quiet. Anything above that obviously would be an issue, but there was no leaks. So this is a pretty straightforward diagnosis on this. The cat is bad. It's going to need it's going to need a catalytic converter with manifold assembly. It's going to need a transmission, because transmission's no good. It's going to need struts, definitely original. You can see those.
For anybody listening that might not be aware, this is a Nissan Sentra. Why don't you tell them why you're saying it's just going to need a transmission without a date?
Okay, well,
not everybody knows that.
These are incredibly common. These are crazily common. We used to keep one of these transmissions in stock at our other store because we did so many of them. But it's a CVT transmission. They're notoriously bad, and you can just tell from the feel of it. Changing the fluid is going to be a complete waste of money. Yes, you know, if you've watched our channel for long enough, you know that there are some vehicles where we fix them by doing transmission flushes, and we definitely want to do that for people to save them money. In this case, it would be a total waste of money to do a fluid service on this. So this is going to have a transmission, you know, in the very near future. Needs a cat to get the code off. Needs shocks or struts. If it's got shocks on the back, I don't know what it's got on the back of this thing, but shocks on the back. So these won't be that bad. Struts on the front. But, you know, the point. And while we're pulling it in, I want to show you something on the suspension. So we're going to do something on this rack. We're going to get Eric up in here and show you that the bushings are bad and these control arms too. I'm going to show you how you can kind of do that on the ground, but I'm going to show it on the rack. Back. That's good. You can do this. You ready? You can do this on the ground, outside in the parking lot. This is where we would normally do this. We're on the rack. The rack is set on the locks. We're not going to be moving everything around. I don't know that I would do this with a big heavy truck on the rack, but when I was driving this car, I could feel something. I told you guys when I hit the brake, I felt something happen. I want you to watch this tire to this fender, or this, you know, this fender right here, right? That gap. And so back up a little bit shorter because he's going to pull forward a little bit and just watch the wheel. Look how far that thing's moving back. Okay. Now let's go to the other side. Go ahead. Right. All right. Now let's go ahead and back up some. Good, 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 good. All right. All right, let's go up under here. Let's take a look. Let's watch our bushing. So we got a bushing here and a bushing there. Go ahead. Okay. Stop. That bushing is completely toast. Completely toast. Go ahead and do the other. Go ahead and do it again. Yep. See the gap? See it moving?
Mm-hmm.
Watch. Go ahead and do it. Okay. All right. That was kind of sketchy.
Almost lost my phone.
Yeah, you did. All right. You can shut her down. So we've been on this car now for less than 30 minutes. We've got the cat diagnosed, and a lot of people have a really hard time with catalyst efficiency codes getting to the exact problem. You see how fast it is when you've got the right tools and the right software, and just kind of know what you're looking for. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. You can get that. We got that diagnosed. We felt the transmission issue, needs that. Felt the shocks, struts issue, needs those. Control arm bushings, going to need control arms, right? We've got a lot of information for Don right now. We still got to look the car over and let him know everything with that, but we're going to end this here. I don't know if Don's going to want to put that kind of money in this vehicle, but if he does, he just bought it. We're going to have a conversation with him and see. But this is how you test this stuff out. And, two things from this video. Number one, really quick way to diagnose catalytic converters when you have the codes. And two, get the vehicle inspected before you buy it, because this is going to turn into quite a bit of money here for him. So,
and even if he was doing the converter, we wouldn't be able to finish this video.
Yeah, even if he wanted to do the converter and we wanted, and we could show you the after on that. I don't know that he's going to want to do it. I don't know the availability of the parts, but we're actually about to get on a plane to go to Vegas here in just a couple of days, and we're going to bring you a bunch of content from there. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. If you know what to do so you can see that stuff, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, give us a thumbs up on this one, leave a comment down below. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next
know what
one.
tool places they want us to go to.
Yeah, let us know who you want us when we go out to Apex and to SEMA. If there's anybody you want us to go talk to or ask a question to, we will try to look, to get as many as we possibly can in. Please leave a comment down there and tell us, and we'll try our best to get there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.